Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the University Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Margie Bolak. I'm your service leader today, and I'm so happy to see everybody, including our visitors. Thanks for giving us a shot and coming out and seeing what we're all about. As we settle into our sacred space, it's a good time to silence your devices, and we will start with committee moments. And while other committee members are getting up, on behalf of the membership committee, for visitors, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about Unitarian Universalism, I'll be having a briefing after services in the conference room, which is right down the hall to your right. We call it UU 101. It lasts about an hour, where you hear about what the religion is about and a little about our congregation. And we find out about you also.
Hi, my name is Celia Mitchell, and I'm running the film club here. This Friday at 7 p.m., we'll be showing Jaws. It's rated PG, and if you have any questions, I'll be in the back.
Good morning, Marianne Feldheim, Social Action Committee. We are, and we have the petitions for people to sign, if you haven't, which would place the right for abortion on the ballot. So this basically is giving citizens the right to make a decision if that should be something that Floridians have, not the legislature. So it's really about empowering citizens to make their own decisions. So they are in the back. I have them. So please, if you haven't signed, consider it. Thank you very much.
Janet Levins from Denominational Affairs. So I'm going to, so thank you very much to the 19 members who voted on the amendment vote. The results were amendment number 6, inspirations. And first, it had the home team advantage. And amendment number 2, justice, was a close second. So these two amendments will be submitted, the inspirations by me and the justice by Chris Reed. And hopefully we'll see them both. And there she is, yeah. And hopefully we will see them both on next year's Article 2 revisions, if indeed it passes at the end of June. So thank you very much.
Good morning, Lindsay Stroh. When we had our auction, we had most of the ones that were events, some of which have already happened, all filled up except one, and that is a board games night that's going to be here at the church on Saturday the 17th. We have 10 of us. We could have up to 20. If you would like to come to the board games night on the 17th here in the church, come see me after church. We're asking for a donation towards the church for that. So see me after church if you're interested. Thanks.
Hello, I'm James McDevitt Phelps, Religious Education Coordinator here, and I wanted to let you know about the delightful bake sale going on behind you guys, in front of a few of you guys, but behind most of you guys. We have cupcakes and we have brownies, and come get delicious, wonderful, yummy goodies, and help us raise money for a field trip to the zoo early next year. It'll be awesome. I will also just say we do have a few more slots for summer teaching. If you guys have any cool hobbies or knowledge that you'd like to share with the kids for one Sunday over summer, the link to sign up is in the notable news. So we'd love to completely fill up the summer and eventually have to turn people away. So feel free to go ahead and sign up. Thank you.
For our opening music, Michael will be singing Blue Boat.
With everyone else.
Leaving. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going out of order. Sorry, Michael.
That's all right. I can stand in the corner.
my opening words. Compassion hurts. When you feel connected to everything, you also feel responsible for everything. And you cannot turn away. Your destiny is bound with the destinies of others. You must either learn to carry the universe or be crushed by it. You must grow strong enough to love the world, yet empty enough to sit down at the same table with its worst horrors. That's by Andrew Boyd from Daily Afflictions, The Agony of Being Connected to Everything in the Universe. And now we will have opening music led by Michael.
Please join me as we sing this well-known song by Peter Mayer.
And everybody, please stand.
Yes, please stand. Standing on these mountains.
chalice lighter today is Ethan. Come on up, Ethan. Ethan is 7 years old. His pronouns are he and him. And I hear you went on a cruise. He's happy because he went on a cruise. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And now our affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to help one another. Again, to guests, we're glad you're with us, and if this is your first time here or your second time here, give us a few, come several times, because we have a pastor that preaches about every other week, and she's fantastic, and then on her off weeks, we have experts from different fields, we have representatives from nonprofits to come to speak to us, from academia, all kinds of interesting subjects. And our topics are widely varied. So now would be a good time for you to take a moment and say hello to the folks around you. All right, ding dong. Or is this the one that, whatever, okay. Joys and concerns. It's one of my favorite times, where you can share what's gone on in the week that's been a delight to you or something that is concerning. And remember, this is going out into cyberspace, so keep that in mind.
I'm Peter Carlson. Today is my 77th birthday. I was born just shy of 9 months after they signed the armistice with Japan. So I think I understand why I'm here. My parents were celebrating the end of a terrible world war. It's a great reason to be here. I wish you well.
Yesterday I went to the beach. Also, the cupcakes from the bake sale are really yummy.
Hi, Chloe Hatfield, and my joy is that I attended women's group on Friday, and I had such a wonderful time. It was something that really fed my soul, which is something I really needed, because the past few months I've just kind of been feeling out of order when it came to joy. I still felt joy, but it wasn't as to the level that I usually feel it. But women's group really helped me on Friday, and really, it was, even with the small attendance that we had, it was still very therapeutic. It was very nice, and it just helped feed my soul. And I really, really hope to see more women out at women's group. Really have a lot of fun.
Good morning again. My name is Michael Richards. I have a great joy. I was on the phone, touch-free, while I was driving up here this morning from Rockledge, and I was talking to my cousin, David. He's an older cousin, lives in the south of England, and he's been undergoing prostate cancer treatment, and he has now been declared cancer-free. And I'm really excited about that and celebrating the joy with him. He told me he was sitting out on his patio enjoying the warm English sunshine this morning, which was actually now this afternoon over there. And also, just a real thanks to Margie and Luke for the wonderful time that we had a membership get-together at their house yesterday. Thank you to you and to Luke for hosting us.
Okay. I have a joy. I went to Margie's house and swam in the pool.
Lindsay Stroh. I finally got to take my dream trip. I have been wanting to do this for years and thinking I can't afford it, but I'm getting older, maybe I'll never get to take it. My sons helped me afford it. My dear friend Lori went with me. We went to Prague, and then we went to all these beautiful places, and we sailed down the Danube from the Czech Republic, and Slovakia was on the, I never got off the boat in Slovakia, but I figured since I was on the river next to it, I can count that. And we went Austria, and finally to Budapest. I've learned how to pronounce it correctly. And wonderful music, great friends, including some that we are going to see again. And it was fabulous. So I'm feeling very happy about all that.
So my joy starts with that trip. But then before that, my brother's family, we all got together in Spain for a week and a half. And from a 5-year-old to those of us the other end, we all had a wonderful time in Spain, particularly in San Sebastian, which is a beautiful spot to go. The other thing is that this week is another milestone for me. I reached my 70th birthday.
This is not a joy or concern. We're going to step back a little bit to committee moments because no committee moment is left behind. This is from Kelly Buchanan, the Marketing Committee. We are in need of 2 volunteers that love marketing, social media, and community outreach. Please reach out to Kelly Buchanan to join us for our next meeting. You can subscribe to our OnlyFans page. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not it.
Thank you. Let's take a moment to ponder the joys and concerns that were shared and those that were not. I was remiss in not also welcoming those that are watching us virtually. Welcome to you, too. And turn around and give them a wave. There we go. Thank you, Lori. All right. During our interlude and offering, Inclusion will be playing Give Peace a Chance. And do we have... Oh, again. Sorry. Okay. Time for all ages. Oh, here, come on.
Hello, everyone. This morning, we're going to play a game. I call it, well, maybe. It goes like this. First, we're going to think of a situation, something happening, like someone is driving way too fast on the road, or you turn on a light switch, and immediately all the power goes out in the house. Then, we come up with as many different explanations, as many reasons for this thing happening that we can think of. They don't have to be likely explanations. You could say, for instance, that person is driving too fast to get their superhero partner to the hospital as quickly as possible after they were injured saving the world. The idea is just to think of as many reasons for this situation happening as possible. And hopefully it's theoretically, physically possible in the universe, but honestly, we're in the Matrix, that works too, because, who knows. So let's start. Does anyone want to suggest a situation?
A tornado knocks your car over.
Okay, a tornado knocks your car over. So we're going to go with that situation. What are some possible explanations for that situation?
There's a car called a tornado.
A tornado floods your house.
Okay. So how about we do that one next? Okay? So we're gonna do the tornado knocks your car over first, think of reasons for it, and then we're gonna do the tornado floods your house. Sound good?
It's a very strong tornado.
It is. Okay. Your hand is up. Go ahead.
It could be possible that a house started spinning, causing the tornado.
Okay. Butterfly effect, but with a really interesting butterfly kind of start thing. Okay, good. Okay, sentient tornadoes. There we go. We just haven't discovered it yet. Go ahead.
Could be that you're on a movie set for, say, The Wizard of Oz.
There we go. Really good special effects.
Some deity up above had burnt toast this morning. Got really mad about it.
There we go.
The tornado actually came from an outer band of a hurricane, and you missed the hurricane.
There we go. Very good.
You live in Florida.
Just normal weather patterns then.
Your car is made of plastic.
I'll say this, too many cars going in too fast in opposite direction.
There we go.
Cars are weak.
Okay. So it's a very light car.
Oz Uber.
Okay. Billy. Okay, we're not going?
Oh, your car was already flipped over.
Okay.
So, you're actually an ant, and it was just some wind.
Okay, so we misunderstood the situation entirely. There we go. I think that happens a lot. Maybe not so much with tornadoes, but definitely misunderstanding what's happening in a situation. Okay, we'll do a few more and then we'll move on.
Your car was 25 feet tall, and it just was it was so big that a tornado knocked it over.
Okay. So the construction of the car was not built to have an average tornado tolerance. Very good. Oh.
Maybe it wasn't a tornado at all. Maybe it was vandalism.
Okay, yeah. So it's made to look like a tornado, but really, again, that misunderstanding the situation. Very good. Okay. Oh.
You had one over here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm missing you. Go ahead.
Oh, me? It was the Tasmanian devil, and didn't quite understand where it was going.
Okay, there we go. Animal caused a little mini hurricane there. There we go. Okay, so we'll do a few more for Ethan's great suggestion about a tornado floods your house. Okay, what are some possible suggestions for this?
You live in Florida.
It was actually a water spout.
Okay, again with the sort of misunderstanding what's going on. I like it.
It's raining at your house.
Very good. Yeah.
The flooding caused the tornado.
Okay. I'm not a climate scientist, so I'm just gonna say, that sounds plausible to me.
When there's a 1,000 tornado.
Very good. Did the tornado cause something in your house where it didn't block out the rain? Okay, I'll do one more.
You're actually just an ant, and it was just
Okay. Again, with the perspective on what exactly is a tornado. And there has been some regular wind that I think could go ahead and totally brush the roof off of ants' houses and get some rain in there. Okay, amazing. That was great. The wonderful thing about this game is that it helps us practice looking for different explanations for things happening around us, different reasons, different stories about why this has happened. In fact, you can even play this game in real life when you come across a real life situation, like someone cuts you off in traffic, or someone says something mean to you, or the power goes out and there's not a storm around, and so you don't know exactly why. It can make a great road trip game too, because you can see all kinds of things out your window that you can play this with. Why this is important is because it is important for us to be able to think of different explanations for situations and people's behaviors. Because as humans, it's very easy for us to just believe the first idea we have that makes sense. And that's very often wrong. We might think, oh, he did that, he must be mean. Or, I won the game because I wore those lucky socks. When there are other possible explanations for the situation. Maybe he was really distracted by something that happened earlier and didn't even notice what he was doing. Maybe it wasn't the lucky socks at all, but the hours of practice your team put in that just made the little bit of difference. If we always assume that the first explanation we think of is the right one, we may never even consider the one that ends up being true. It's also a fun game, as we've discovered. So, thank you.
Thank you, that was fun. And now it's time for Paula and inclusion to bring us Give Peace a Chance.
Now, oddly enough, even though this was written back in the 60s, there is a rap section to it, and then there's this chorus part. And the chorus part is, all we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are praying is give peace a chance. So I'm going to have you all sing the chorus with me, and I'll rap this thing to you as well as I can. Everybody talking about fagism, shagism, dragism, Madison, ragism, tagism, this ism, that ism. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are praying is give peace a chance. Come on, everybody talking about ministers, sinisters, banisters and canisters, bishops and rabbis and Popeyes and bye-bye. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are praying is give peace a chance. Let me tell you now, everybody talking about revolution, evolution, masturbation, flagellation, regulation, integration, meditation, imagination, congratulations. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are praying is give peace a chance. Everybody talking about Johnny Yoko, Timmy Leary, Rosemary, Tommy Smothers, Bobby Dylan, Tommy Cooper, Derek Taylor, Norman Mailer, Gillen Ginsberg, Hare Krishna. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are praying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are praying is give peace a chance.
And now it's time for our children to go. We love you and bless you and send you on your way. We love you and bless you today and every day. So, when I was small, a toddler, my mother decided to go back to college and become a teacher. And she, over the years of her university career, she would share things with me that she thought that I would find intriguing or interesting. And she shared a lot of stuff with me over the years. And I remember sitting by the bookcase in our house, and she told me about the Jains. So here I was with my little childlike mind, and she told me that the Jains were the people in this religion were vegetarian and did not believe in killing anything. And she said, and the very devout ones actually sweep the sidewalk in front of them while they're walking so they don't step on bugs. And with my very childlike mind, I thought, wow. Those have got to be like the kindest people in the world. And my mother, with her adult, very intelligent mind, agreed with me. And so here we are 50 odd years later, and I thought, we could actually meet and hear from a Jain and learn a little more or a lot more about their religion. And so we reached out and to the Jain Society of Central Florida, and Bhupendra Shah is here with us. He also goes by Jay, and he has very graciously agreed to speak to us. Jay and his wife have 2 children and 3 grandchildren, very luckily nearby. And he retired from Lockheed Martin, where he was a senior department manager, and now enjoys his time traveling the world. We were just talking about a trip. He just got back from the Himalayas and was talking about how gorgeous that was up there. And he's also involved in the Jain Society and other social organizations. So please give him a warm welcome.
Thank you very much. Let me just set it up for a minute, and then I'll start. Like she said, I think her mother was absolutely right what she said, what she told about the Jainism, or Jains. And I do practice most of it, not all of it. Okay, sure. I'd really like to thank Ms. Kirby for inviting me here, Ms. Margie for showing me the path, and I'll tell you exactly what that meant. Marg, in my language, means a path, or and she really showed me the path from outside into here, Margie. All right? And I'd like to thank all of you for joining or allowing me to speak to you today. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a teacher. I'm just a regular layman, a part of the Jain Society of Central Florida. I do practice most of what our Tirthankara, I'm going to introduce a few words to you, that teaches or taught us. And I'll go over a few of the pointers, and hopefully I'll introduce or give you a little bit more knowledge about the Jainism. I'll go over the pillars, doctrine, and principal tenets of the Jain Dharma. Sorry. Yep. Yes. Pillars, doctrine, and principal tenets of Jainism or Jain Dharma. And I'll go over explaining to you later on as to what the difference between Dharma and religion is according to Jainism. We'll go over a few items here. Like I said, there are 3 pillars to Jainism: principal doctrine, basic tenets, 5 vows, which are given by our Lord Mahavira. I'll go over those items as I talk to you. And also, Tirthankara as gods and gods, not are the gods, but and gods. Jain Dharma relevance to today's world. That's what I was asked to also give a little bit spiel on that. Okay. These are about 21 words I picked, which are the basic words. That doesn't mean a lot of things to you right now, but these are the basic words that will introduce. That's a basic word that you need to know to understand Jainism. Few of the words I'm sure some of you are familiar with. For example, karma. Most everybody knows nowadays what karma is. Jiva, I'm not sure how many of you know, but Jiva means soul. Nirvana, everybody knows about that. Kal or Kal Chakra means time or time cycle. That's what the word is. And I'm not sure what other words some of you may know, but I'll go over in an order in which I will introduce you through my slides. Okay? 3 pillars. Ahimsa. Margie explained that part to what she learned from her mother. Ahimsa, according to Jainism, it means including not only human beings, but any and all living beings. Also, hinsa, which is a violence. Violence can be caused multiple ways, not just by killing or hitting something. It's called man, vachan, kaya. Or by mind, you can think about hitting somebody or killing somebody. That's also considered violence according to Jainism. Speaking, I'm going to kill you. It's also considered violence. And of course, physical violence is a violence. So this is how Jainism defines what the hinsa means or violence means. So it's telling you to practice non-violence in all forms. And like you said, I do practice, if I have insects in my house, I do not kill. Most of us try to just get it on a piece of paper and throw them outside. That's what we practice. Also, at night, after dark, we try avoid walking over the grass or taking the leaves or fruit off the tree after dark. So that's how far we go as practicing. Not always necessary, possible, but that's what we do. Aparigraha, non-acquisition. It teaches you to reduce your needs and more so your wants. When you reduce your attachment, a lot of things comes your way. It becomes more clear to you what's the purpose of you in your life is, what the purpose of your soul in your life is. So this is one of the things that I practice, or my wife practiced to some extent. Not like we got rid of everything. Our saints, that's who they are. They have no attachment, no family. They have no possessions. They carry only 3 things in their hand. Like you said, one brush to clean the floor in front of them. The second one is the book, religious book. And third one is just practicing that they do not walk after night, after evening. But they have no place to stay permanently. They walk around the whole nation. So they have no attachment to anything, not even to family, not to money. They do not touch money. They don't talk about money. Last one is one of the most important one, non-absolutism. And I'm sure you will love it. Accepting pluralism, accepting other people's viewpoint. And that's one of the three pillars of Jainism. Principle. Main feature of Jain philosophy is dualistic metaphysics. Jiva is a living being, Ajiva is a non-living being. So the whole Jainism doctrine is geared towards the Jiva, how to liberate your soul. So Jiva, Jain theory, Jain religion or Dharma is based on a karma theory. You have heard the word karma, but I'll go over what the karma really, what they meant. So karma theory lends itself that you and I and everybody perform some kind of karma, good or bad. So it lends itself, so how do you purify your soul? Is to get rid of all karma, good or bad. And so what it does is that since we cannot get rid of all karma in one life, it lends itself to birth, rebirth, and death. That's a cycle the soul goes through until it gets rid of all karma. What holds it down? There are karmic matters, particles, that holds the karmic or karma particles that holds the soul down, and it prevents it from escaping the cycle. Okay? It also, the Jain Dharma is considered eternal. It had no beginning, no end. It also believes in cyclical nature of time, a kal. Okay? Kal is also split into indefinite cycles. And Lord Mahavira, that was our last prophet, if you want to call. We call it Tirthankara. I'll explain to you what Tirthankara means later on. He showed the basic tenets, 5 tenets, as to what people should practice, especially the followers, the upper level followers, gurus, they should be following those 5 paths. Okay, so before I go to that, let me explain what the soul is. According to Jainism, soul exists forever. It always is, just a second. It's always, soul is independent. It's not dependent on anything. Soul is also responsible for what it does. The karma it does is responsible for its own karma. Soul experiences consequences of the karma, good or bad. Soul can also become liberated from cycle of rebirth and death after getting rid of all karmas, good and bad. That cannot have any karma left attached to it. Soul is capable of the same abilities as divine soul. Infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom, infinite energy. Every soul, you and me, have that ability in your soul. What's holding is, again, the karma that's holding you and me from attaining that freedom. So, like I said, it has infinite wisdom, vision, and everything. Okay? So how do you get to that level? How do you purify your soul? And these are the 3 tenets that says samyak darshan. Samyak means good, true, and darshan means a visualization. True visualization or realization and faith. That's one of the 10. The second one is samyak gyan. Gyan, samyak means again true, gyan means knowledge. True and complete knowledge, samyak charitra, pure conduct consistent with the 5 vows that I just went over. I'm going to go over. Okay? The 5 vows that Lord Mahavira and all 24 Tirthankaras, there were 23 Tirthankaras wars before Lord Mahavira. Lord Mahavira did not establish Jain religion. Some of the literature you may read that says that. They taught us to observe those 5 vows. Ahimsa, non-violence, which I went over, by your man vachan, your mind, speech, and your physical. Satya, truthfulness, speaking harmless truth. Because when you speak the truth that hurts somebody is violence again. Because it violates the very first one. Achaurya, non-stealing. Because stealing causes lot of grief in everyone's life. Brahmacharya, chastity. Aparigraha, like I said, non-attachment, no possession or reduced possession as you go in life. Okay. I'm going to go over the Tirthankara definition. What is Tirthankara? So to get to Tirthankara, I'm going to introduce another word that says Jinendra. You may have seen that word. Some of you may have gone over Google or wherever. Jinendra is made up of 2 words. It's a complex word. Jina and Indra. Jina refers to enlightened soul, and Indra means a conqueror. The one who is the Lord who has conquered over all of this. So Jinendra, who has conquered all inner passions through self-evaluation, meditation, and removing all karma from his soul. And the next word is, these people are also known as Arihanta. The Arihanta is the one who has got rid of all karma. His soul is pure. But only Arihanta that establishes 4-fold religion, 4 folds, are considered Tirthankara. So in Tirthankaras, like I said earlier, they are not the founders of Jain religion, since Jain religion is considered eternal religion. After cycle, it goes and restarts the whole reestablishment of the Jain religion. The Tirthankaras are not avatars. Where you hear about the Hinduism, they talk about avatar. These are not avatara. Because God reincarnated, individual humans do not reincarnate. Tirthankaras bear human at one time. They are born as normal human beings. They got rid of all karma after so many births. That's when they attained this Tirthankara status. From time to time, during 4th sector, the timeline, as far as, like I said, it said no starting, no beginning, no end for the time. And it's divided into multiple cycles, repeat cycles of various sectors. They consider 6 sectors or the 2 parts, 2 halves to a time, and there are 6 sectors in each one of them, according to Jainism. In a 4th sector of each half, there are 24 souls. The human being, their soul gets purified, and they become Tirthankara. So there is no start, there is no end to Jainism. Okay? Tirthankara as God. This is where Jainism differs from the other religions. Jainism does not believe in the God the way everyone else believes. Jain believes in God, but not as creator of this earth or as a universe. But the perfect being, which are Tirthankaras, they consider as gods. They do not have power to change your life. Only you, by changing your karma, can change your life. And they are the one who showed the path how to get there. So in that sense, Jain gods are Tirthankaras. And they are liberated souls. Okay? If you want to know a little bit more about the Jain religion, there are books available. There are like 45 agam. And the way I'll explain that to you, Lord Mahavir was born about 6th century before, 5th or 6th century before Christ. The 23rd Tirthankara, going backward, or 23rd Tirthankara was born about 9th century before Christ. The first Tirthankara for this sector of the cycle, time cycle, was born millions of years ago, Rishabdeva, that's the name. They have a historical writing about that, what his parents were, where he lived, and all that, where he grew up. So every Tirthankara does not come up with a brand new knowledge that they gather. They're gaining the same knowledge after liberating, getting rid of all karma, and they repeat in the local language that existing at the given point in time, so people can understand and follow it. So like I said, Rishabdeva, he was the first one. And Lord Mahavira was the last Tirthankara for this time. So everybody follows Lord Mahavira's Vani, words. There were like 11 disciples that he had. And after 300 years after his death, they realized that their knowledge passing from word from one to the other is not going to last too long. So that's when they decided to write the books, about 300 BC. That's when the books were written. So there are like 45 agam. Agam means a book. And there are also 7 shastra is also meant a book. They have different reasons why they gave that, but that's what it is. So also, in addition to that, the 24th Tirthankara, they gain Keval Gyan after removing all karma and attain liberation from endless life. When I say Keval Gyan, that may not mean a lot to you other than what I explained to you. So to go there, I'm going to explain, according to Jainism, what the 5 types of knowledge are. The ones I explained to you all, we agree. Okay, Mati Gnan, sensory. That is gained by you and me and everybody through your own senses, 5 senses and your mind. You think about the things and you come up with a knowledge or develop a knowledge. The second one is is a Shruti Gnan, scriptural. You read the book or you follow somebody, listen to somebody who is knowledgeable in their religion or in that area, and you gain that knowledge. The next one is a Avadhi This is a kind of divine knowledge that you can see the future as to what's going to happen. And you have heard the stories about people have ability to do that. This is Mahapariyaya Gnan, which is beyond mind, ability to read the other people. You also come across once in a while, like telepathy. You hear the word. That's considered one of the type of knowledge. The Keval Gnan is a complete knowledge, pure, perfect, complete knowledge. Supreme vision, wisdom, beyond which no other knowledge exists. That's a complete knowledge. So those 24 Tirthankara, like I said earlier, gained that Keval Gnan after getting rid of all karma. I was also asked to relate the Jainism in today's world. How does it help or hurt? So everyone, all of us have a same goal, better life, a lot of things that we can grab and collect to ourselves, all right, and get the freedom from suffering. Getting peaceful mind is often confused with happiness, happiness of physical possessions. That's how we think that we are happy. Not necessary. Desire to acquire goals like more fame, more wealth, more buildings, more cars, autopilot car, like I have one, but I don't trust it. Okay, so this is what the today's world we all live in. Okay. So the answer is going back to the three pillars that I explained to you earlier. Is ahimsa, non-violence, and like I said, man, vachan, your mind, your mouth, and your physical body. Aparigraha, non-acquisition, reduce your acquisition, eliminate your wants, reduce your needs, and non-absolutism. Listen to the others, they may be equally right. Okay? I can go in the detail about there's a lot of writing here to go through, but I think we are coming almost close to my timeline. So what I like to do is that, let me walk here, let me see if I have another chart that I can share with you before I go to, I went through the history a little bit with you. Jain Dharma. The temple, church, mandir, derasar, they are so one and the same thing. So we have a derasar temple here in Orlando. It's in Altamont Springs, right in front of the San Lando Park, right in front of it. So I'd like to invite each and every one of you to come visit us, if you like. And normal day is the Sunday, after like 1 o'clock. And I'm here to offer you that. If you go inside, you will see some of those things that are gargoyles inside the temple. They are protectors from all 10 directions, not 4 or 8, 10 directions. So think about those 10 directions. 4 sides, 4 corners, sky, and the ground. Okay? When you go inside, you will see this inner sanctum. Inner sanctum where you will see 1, 3 or more statues, murtis of those Tirthankaras that I described to you earlier. And around those inner sanctum is called a space called Bhumti. That's a word. Where a lot of places, a lot of temples have enough room to put all 24 Tirthankara statues in there too. Sometimes question arises, why statues? Yes, I preached earlier that soul has nothing, right? Once it liberates, has no body. So why statue? Because human being cannot pray to something that they cannot see. Our sensory doesn't allow us, logically allow us to, what am I praying? So this is the reason why, according to Jainism, was created, to depict. Also, I think somebody asked me a little question about Buddhism and Jainism. Lord Buddha and Lord Mahavir, they were contemporaries. They never met each other, even though they were not too far from each other. They probably had their own mission. Buddhism also has similar. They have a statue of Buddha that all of you have seen. I don't know too much about Buddhism, but I just visited one of the sites in Himalayas, and I visited one of their monastery. And they also have a lot of pre-Buddha, their lords. So it's also lineage-based. There is a whole bunch of them. I don't know how many existed before. So it has been in existence for much longer than people think Buddhism is. Okay? Buddhism also has a main preaching is a nonviolence, as you have heard. But other than that, I don't know much about it. So I'm open to any question you may have. Couple of minutes. Yes.
Thank you for the talk.
You're welcome.
I wonder
Okay, I shall pause. Oh, hello. Thank you again for the talk. So, it was such wisdom, and thank you for taking your time. I wondered about the concept of the soul prior birth, right? So, in the womb, all that. Is there a concept you all have of that, of the soul, and when it's truthfully its own soul versus the soul inside of a mother's soul, or how does that translate to your...
Repeat the second part of that. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So, for example, when a child's being carried, they have their own soul, but there's a whole soul of the mother. So, when does it become its own soul per se? I'm getting the concept. Your religion. Okay.
According to Jainism, two souls are not necessarily connected. They are there for reason of their previous karma, as why one is mother and why the other one is child. That's the only connection they have. Other than that, they are independent souls, like I said earlier. Yes, sir.
Is Jainism prospering or suffering under the current government of the enhanced Hindu government we have today?
Okay, let me give you a little, I'm going to answer a little later on. No negative connotation here. I was visiting Kashmir, you heard a lot about it, and I also visited East India in Himalayas. My family is from Gujarat, which is north of Bombay, about 300, 200 miles north of Bombay. So this time I decided, my family, my wife and I decided not to go to Gujarat, because when you go to family, you wind up spending most of the time there. So since we wanted to go to Himalayas, we said, okay, we'll go there. So first visit we did for like 6 days, 6 nights, was in Kashmir from New Delhi. So imagine, here is the New Delhi, here's the Kashmir, okay, on this side here, northeast of Delhi, or more north. Kashmir is a 90% Muslim, okay? Maybe 10% or less are non-Muslim. That's what happened, you hear in the story what happened after partition. So that's a creation by whatever, and whoever did that. So every day I'm with either a same driver and a same guide, local guide, or a different one for 6 days. And I usually, my personal practice when I go to the other areas, I do not talk politics or religion, okay? For my safety, right? So I didn't say anything for half a day, we just chat. So after like half a day, the guide opens up. And he says, do you see all these roads? I said, yeah, they are beautiful roads you have. He says, that's because of Mr. Modi. Imagine, this is a Muslim guy praising Modi. I said, really? I said, because I was born and raised in India until I was 22 when I migrated here. So I said, what did your government do? You had your local government running this Kashmir and also Congress. You hear those parties, so those who are politically knowledgeable, that they have been running the country for all those 50, 60 some years. So they did nothing. They pocketed money. We hardly ever had jobs. What you see in 5 years is all those roads were built, and we have jobs, we have income. Because when I went there, I was kind of a little skeptical. Is this safe to go to Kashmir? Because you hear everything in the newspaper. So when I hear this from this guy, and I look at them and I said, I see thousands of tourists. It was not like just few here and there. Yes, there is a military there. And I asked him, I said, so what about these terrorists? He says terrorists attacks only the army at the border area, or once in a while they come in, but they never attack tourists because that's their bread and butter. They are the one who brings the money, so they never attack. So then I went to another part north of, my point is, to answer your question directly, Jains do not feel threatened by Hinduism because most of the Hindu thinks the Jains are also Hindus. Because look at this, the religion, the world religion that you see, Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, they were born in India. Judaism, Christianity, Muslim, they originated in Middle East. These are 6 major religions that you know about. There are a few other ones, Jarthoism. It was originated in Iran. They had violence, whatever they had against them. Where is the largest population of Parsis? They are called Persians, Parsis, Jarthoists. Where is the largest population in the world? Not in Iran, it's in India. So India is a lot more receptive of cultures. There is a lot of Italians there. When I was growing up, anytime I wanted to buy bread, I go to Italian bakery. Now, then I go to this middle part, right along the Ganges River. 5 years ago, and when I was growing up, I heard about a lot of dirty places there, before you go to the river, and you heard about those. And you see even clips every now and then. I bet you haven't seen the latest clip yet. But I went to one of those cities, and it's called one of the holy place where people go in the river to take a bath. So 5 years ago, when he came in power, he declared that he's going to clean up all this. So I'm being skeptical. I said, yeah, I have heard that before. Until this time when I went, it's clean. It's clean. And East India is nothing to do with all this what's going on, which is like a Sikkim. You may have heard the name. Sikkim is a beautiful place. And I was telling Mark that one of our guides says, this is Sikkim is like a Switzerland of East India. Then I said, no, you got it wrong. Switzerland is a piece of what you got. We went to 12,000 feet up, miles of flat land with a river flowing in the middle. You go around, every mountain peak is 20,000 plus, feet high, and everyone there are glaciers all around you. But again, going back to, Jainism doesn't filter. Yes.
I think we have time for one more question.
Okay. I just lost it. Oh my goodness. Hold on. It'll come back to me.
Close your eyes, breathe.
Take your time. I'll take your picture if you
Okay.
don't mind. Is it okay?
Yeah. But my question is, with morality being relative, what counts as good and bad karma, and what dictates that? How do we receive bad karma and good karma, and how do we get rid of it?
Getting rid of is, I showed you the three items that you follow. How do you get it is because of the karma is in the sense that your deed, what you do in your day-to-day life. I don't know what the living example I give you. You're driving a car. I'm driving an autopiloted car. And I'm supposed to keep my eyes on it. But one of the time I miss it and car misbehaves, guess what? I'm going to get in an accident. Simple example giving you, okay? So what's the way to correct it? Pay attention. I mean, I can relate on and on and on to a variety of things. Okay? Thank you again. Oh, sorry.
Is there
One. Go ahead. It's a quick one.
No.
What is the role of women in the Tirthan? How do you pronounce Tirth? In car.
Yeah,
Are there women in that realm?
What's that? This word here? Yes. Tirth. T-I-R-T-H. Tirth means a place. Tirthankara or Tirthankar. Actual word is Tirthankar, but Western always adds the A at the end.
Okay. As the role of women?
Role of women, if you look at his preaching, in our temple, in our Derasa, there is no, I'm sorry, yeah. In our Derasa, in our Mandir temple, you come, and there is no distinction between man and woman. Women go inside to do all the prayers and everything they want to do. They sing. They are equal participant as any man, or everybody is equal. Also, you hear about the 4 caste system in Hinduism. Okay, there are a whole bunch of arguments about why and where and how it were created. But Jainism has no caste system. Okay? Everybody is welcome. There is no you down little guy or a higher up rich guy. Everybody is welcome equally. And if you do come, the only requirement is refrain from wearing a black dress. Because it's not, in Hindu and Jain temples, most likely Buddhist too, the black is not looked upon as a good color to go attend services or go to the temple. Yeah. Any clothing that you have, it's fine. Okay? I'd like to thank again to all of you guys for giving me time and listening to me. Okay.
Thank you so much, Jay. My mother was right.
She was right. Absolutely right.
I hope you'll stay for a while afterwards. We'll have another coffee time after, and I'm sure there are others that would have further questions for you. I know you said you were getting off to your temple this afternoon, but hopefully you'll have some time for us. It's time to extinguish this chalice. I just have to double check. And not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And Spirit of Life will be our closing music.
We all know this, right?
Yes, we do.
Stand and sing with me.
Thank you. What you looking for? Okay. My closing words come from the Capo Second Hopi Indian culture. The spider grandmother gave 2 rules. Don't go around hurting people, and try to understand things. That's it. So may you all have a peaceful week doing what you should do. Thank you.